As someone who has loved manga for as long as I can remember, I've always been curious about the creators behind these amazing stories. Manga authors, also known as mangakas, are incredibly talented, but there is this one thing that always puzzled me. Why do so many of them hide their faces? Like it isn't some crime to write a manga, and unlike the authors or artists in other fields, who often enjoy being in the spotlight, why do manga creators prefer staying out of it? As I looked into it more, I discovered that the reasons behind this are as interesting as the stories they write. The first time I noticed this trend was when I saw this little cat-like character while reading Jujutsu Kaisen manga. I wondered what that represents, and it turns out to be the disguise of Gege, the author of Jujutsu Kaisen. And just then, I realized that many of my favorite mangaka would either refuse to show their faces in public or cover them up with masks, shadows, or funny drawings in interviews. This was strange to me because, as in most creative fields, the artist's identity is almost as important as their work. But in the manga industry, it's the opposite. So, why is this the case? To understand, I had to learn more about Japanese culture and the tough life of a manga artist. In Japan, privacy and humility are very important. This cultural background explains why manga authors prefer to stay out of the spotlight. In Western cultures, many people dream of becoming famous, but in Japan, many creators, including mangaka, believe in letting the work speak for itself. For many mangaka, the thought of becoming a public figure is uncomfortable. For example, back in 2007, Eiichiro Oda, the creator of One Piece, received about 100 threatening emails from a woman over a span of a few months. The woman's husband had been working as an assistant at Oda's office, but was dismissed from his job, which triggered her anger. She literally sent multiple emails, which threatened Oda's life and safety. Later, the police investigated, and it wasn't until 2009 that the woman was arrested for sending these threats. This case highlighted the risks faced by high-profile creators. Also, how can we forget our beloved Gege Akutami, the author of Jujutsu Kaisen? Even though I'm sad for Gojo's fate, some fans became so wild that Gege received tons of threats about destroying his properties or harming his close ones because of the storytelling choices he made, as well as the hate comments and tweets about his creative decisions. Another example is of the creator of Attack on Titan, Hajime Isayama, received around 1,000 death threats after basing one of the characters on a notorious general in the Imperial Japanese Army. And if this wasn't enough, he got immense hate from fans who didn't like certain parts of the story. One of the biggest issues was when he revealed Zeke Yeager's backstory and the truth about the Marleyans and Eldians. Some fans were really upset with how Eren Yeager's character changed and the darker direction of the plot. The ending, especially Eren's fate, caused a lot of controversy. Many angry fans, mostly from overseas, sent him threats and trolled him through social media. Even with all this, Isayama didn't back down and kept working. But because of these threats, the security around him had to be increased. And it's wild to think about how much pressure popular mangakas like Isayama face just for telling their story the way they want. Now, this isn't the only issue such mangakas face, because another big factor is the extreme stress that comes with being a mangaka. By the way, I know that almost 90% of people are fed up with the annoying layout and interface of websites or weird apps where you hardly get to read any manga properly. And for that, check out Bloopworm. This app can fix the manga panels in such an easy layout that can enhance your manga reading experience readily. Link is in description. Now coming back to the manga artists. Their life isn't a joke, as many of them work for hours long, sometimes 12 to 16 hours a day, to keep up with the demands of fans and the publishing houses. The constant deadlines and the pressure to always produce great work with the same quality can be very exhausting on their health. And by staying anonymous, mangakas can protect what little personal time they have and avoid the extra stress of public appearances. A good example of this is Yoshihiro Togashi, the creator of Hunter x Hunter. Togashi is known for taking breaks from his work due to health problems, which have been made worse by the intense workload of making a long-running manga series. For him and many others, hiding their faces is a way to keep some balance in their lives, allowing them to focus on what's really important, that is, telling great stories. Another reason that they hide their faces is to protect their creative freedom. When readers don't know what the author looks like, they can engage with the manga purely based on the story and the art, without being influenced by the creator's personal life or appearance. This separation allows the work to stand on its own, encouraging readers to connect with the characters and the story itself rather than the person behind it. Take, for example, Tsugumi Ohba, the creator of Deathnote. To this day, no one knows who Oba really is. By staying anonymous, Oba has been able to work without the distractions that come with being a public figure. And this has even added a sense of mystery to their work. As I learned more about this, I gained a deeper appreciation for their decision. Manga creators aren't just hiding for the sake of being mysterious. They're doing it to protect their privacy, their creative freedom, and their peace of mind. Well, that's it for the video. See you in the next video. Also, don't forget to check out the Bloopworm app.